WTA Tour event, the Andalusia Tennis Experience. And today, it's the finals. Spanish hopeful Carla Suarez Navarro is a lively shot maker, and she'd love nothing more than to win her first singles title here on her native soil. Across the net, the veteran, Jelena Jankovic, has started 2009 slowly, but now looks like she's rounding into form, showing her trademark backhand and distinctive passion. From Marbella, Spain, it's the finals of the Andalusia Tennis Experience, next on Tennis Channel. And beautiful day here on the Costa del Sol in Marbella, Spain. This is the Andalusia Tennis Experience coming your way on Tennis Channel. The final matchup, Spain's Carla Suarez Navarro looking for her first title against Jelena Jankovic, who's looking to get into double figures. She already has 9 WTA Tour wins. I'm Paul Sunderland, joined by former tennis star Katrina Adams. The players out on center court, the chair umpire Kater Nooney getting ready for the coin toss. Two players who spent a lot of time out on this clay court the last several days. We'll see how things match up for the finals. Some information about this inaugural Andalusia Tennis Experience, a new event on the WTA Tour. Interesting to see Carchita Martinez lending her name and her prestige to this title and keeping very much involved in the game of women's tennis. The top seeds, Serena Williams, made the trip across after playing last week in Miami, suffering a leg injury, lost in the first round. You see a pretty strong field. Sorana Cirstea, someone who made it into the semifinals from Romania, a player to look for in the future. But there is the matchup. Jankovic against Suarez Navarro. And speaking of Sorana Cirstea, some highlights from yesterday's semifinals.
Well, Suarez Navarro really came out smoking yesterday, not making a lot of errors in the first set. Cirstea a little nervous, cannot keep up. But in the second set, Suarez Navarro falling behind and Cirstea hitting blistering winners such as this to keep herself in this match. She wins this second set right here with a few errors from Suarez Navarro. But in the third set, it was Suarez Navarro just being more consistent. Cirstea cannot keep up with the pace. Suarez Navarro moves on to the final.
And Suarez Navarro played a little bit tight in that second set when she was trying to close things out. Going to have to play with a lot of confidence against Jelena Jankovic in the far court. Another Spanish woman pleasing the crowd in the second semifinal.
Well, Medina Rodriguez really came out and had a nice battle with Jankovic, staying close with her in the first set. But Jankovic just too strong and too good of a player and rolls over in the second set 6-2.
So that sets up our final matchup, and let's look once again at the draw brought to you by Andalusia. There you see the upset in the first round. Klara Zakopalova out of the Czech Republic moved on, got all the way to the quarterfinals. That after her win over Serena Williams. And some good semifinals out on clay as these players are getting ready, of course, for Roland Garros and the rest of the clay court season. Out on court now here in Marbella, Jelena Jankovic, now 24 years of age, finished last year #1 player in the world. But why has 2009 so far been so scratchy for her?
Well, she just has not come out and had good form, really. She felt that after the last season, she needed to be stronger to really be able to compete with the heavy hitters like Serena Williams and Ivanovic. She put on some weight with some muscle, and she actually felt that it slowed her down a little bit, which has been her strength, really being a scrappy player and playing great defensive tennis. So she's got to make some adjustments with her fitness as how she is training this year, and perhaps this clay court season is going to thin her out.
Now, 20 years of age, Carla Suarez Navarro, a quarterfinalist at last year's French. That was a breakthrough, and then she backed that up by beating Venus Williams at the Australian Open, a big upset, particularly since it was on hard court. But looking for her first title, playing at home, so the pressure of being the hometown favorite, but also no pressure because she's the big underdog so far in this match.
Yeah, well, she's a scrappy player, and she's very consistent. She's got very talented shots, loves her backhand. She needs the crowd support to get her going here to try to get rid of some of the nerves against a player such as Jelena Jankovic. Suarez Navarro is really talented, but we never see her at the net, and she's really got a lot of areas to improve in her game.
It's going to be a battle of backhands. Jelena Jankovic, her biggest weapon, that crusher up the line, and we saw Carla Suarez Navarro time and time again, that beautiful top spin backhand, either cross court or up the line as well. These two players have met twice before at the 2008 French Open. Jelena Jankovic won that 6-3, 6-2, and then they also played at Wimbledon. Also last year, Jankovic coming out on top 6-1, 6-3. So dominating the two previous matchups.
Well, when you look at the matchup, Jankovic is just a much better player. She's very forceful, much more aggressive. She's really going to put the pressure on Suarez Navarro. You can see her results here so far through the tournament, taking out Sfar of Tunisia, 3-love. It was that quarterfinal match against Roberta Vinci, 7-6 in the third, 8-6 in a tiebreak that really kept her out on court for a long time. And then we saw her take out Anabel Medina Garrigues yesterday, 7-5, 6-2. So she's actually playing into form now, and I think she's going to be really confident coming into today's final.
Mentioned both of these players out on court quite a while. I looked at up the stats for that semifinal won by Jelena Jankovic 7-5, 6-2, but it was in 2 hours and 15 minutes, and Carla Suarez Navarro going the distance against Kirstea was on court over 2 hours and 45 minutes. So we'll see if there's a little bit of a carryover from a lot of activity, not only yesterday, but previously throughout the draw, as we look at Carla Suarez Navarro's route into the finals.
Well, you see in that round of 16 match, odd scorings, dropping the first set 6-love and then taking care of business over Ivanova of Russia, 3-love in the next 2 sets, taking out Zakopalova there in the quarterfinals 1 and 2, who had taken out Serena Williams. And then yesterday, that 3-set battle against Sorana Cirstea. After being up a set in 5-3, dropped the second set 7-5, and then was able to regain her composure and roll on in the third set.
Under absolutely perfect conditions, we're ready for the finals of the Andalusia Tennis Experience right here on Tennis Channel. Jankovic versus Suarez Navarro. Back with First Serve right after this. The coaches are getting ready. A good crowd on hand, and I think you're absolutely right. I think that the Spanish faithful, very, very important to the hopes of Carla Suarez Navarro. Originally from the Canary Islands, now calls Barcelona home, and 20 years of age. Jankovic to serve in the far court. First point might be indicative of what we see a lot. Jankovic standing comfortably.
Continue like this with Jankovic completely in control of that opening point.
Suarez Navarro standing a long way behind the baseline in service receive. Suarez Navarro currently ranked at number 34. Jelena Jankovic, as we mentioned, finished last year ranked number 1 and is now down to number 4.
You can see just how far up inside that baseline, because that's where she's dangerous, when she's on the baseline or just inside, controlling the points.
Well, very nice opening game from Jelena Jankovic, an easy hold at love. And we're just underway here at the
Execute opportunities. A break point, she's got to take advantage of.